morning outside, front doors inside, living rooms it pours. Horse to a spoon, jacked up floors, elevator tunes, hacked in thoughts. Was a brainwave full of force, veins full of pain, not remorse. Games of a sane, goggle box scores, change of a plane sent off course. To the Twin Peaks, WikiLeaks, inside job lies through the teeth.
Hi, welcome back to Scentuality. It's been a couple of weeks since I've put out a video. I've been moving. I now live on the coast, and it's a beautiful place to be, but I'm a little bit limited here. Before, I had a dedicated room for YouTube, and I had sound panels all around the room on the ceiling. So, you know, it was a really good acoustic space. And now I'm kind of just making do. I do not have a dedicated room. There's definitely some issues with the sound quality here, so do bear with me. I'll do the best I can at processing the audio. Today, all I wanted to do was just get a video out, so I've decided to talk about incense. Now, I love incense. I tried making my own recently with some success. I made some incense cones. And I've also been tincturing incense. I've done this in the past with some Thai incense powder. I've been tincturing some incense sticks just by taking the coating off the sticks and putting it into ethanol. And I've done it in the past with resins as well. Now, what I want to say is tincturing incense is a really fantastic thing to do. It's fun, and incense is just a really good thing to tincture. It's very, very pungent, so the ethanol easily takes on the smell of the incense, and you don't need a lot of incense to do this. I think when I did the Thai Sumeda incense, I just did a 10% ratio. So I didn't use a lot of incense, and I just made enough for me to use in perfumery at home. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend that. It works well with the sticks as well. What I would say is that you just need to be aware that, you know, especially if you're using cheap incense, there's going to be a lot of synthetic molecules in there. There's going to be things in there and you don't know what they are. You know, you don't really get a list on the packaging. So just be aware because you're going to be putting this on your skin potentially. So just be aware, you know, try to get the natural stuff, the hand rolled stuff. Just try to get some organic, authentic type incense. But yeah, it works really, really well. And what I really wanted to do was to just share a little formula just for a little bit of inspiration along the lines of incense. What I did was I just did a little search online for a basic sort of perfume. Well, what could you call it? It could be an accord. You could wear it as a perfume, but it could be an accord. And to be honest, I think that it's more of an accord because it's definitely got this approximation of something like Nag Champa, like a floral incense. It's got the elements, but I think it could be a lot more rounded. And I didn't have a lot of time to do this myself, so I just took that formula and I added a few things to it and took it in the direction that I thought it should go. But if anything, you know, why not finish it off yourself? You know, it's just basically for a little bit of inspiration. Now, this was quite insightful because I kind of found two incense perfume formulas, and in both perfumes they used methyl iodine. And at first I thought, oh, this isn't something I'm going to want to smell. But when I smelled the methyl iodine, it kind of, a light bulb went off, because I realized, yeah, methyl iodine, it really does have this distinctive, familiar aspect to it in terms of like a floral incense. And I know something like Nag Champa uses champaka flower, for instance, or frangipani. But yeah, methyl iodine, it was a real surprise, because it obviously frangipani, champaka don't smell like methyl iodine, but it kind of it started me thinking of the purpose or the use of methyl iodine or violets in actual incense, which isn't something I've really heard before, but it really does work well in an incense perfume, in an incense accord. So I'm just going to read that formula to you now, and obviously this is slightly altered and I've added a few things to it myself. So I'm going to read these oils out in no particular order. I'll start with 4 drops of musk ziol. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. 3 drops of heliotropics N, 1 drop of methyl cinnamate, 2 drops of dihydrocoumarin, 4 drops of ambretolide, 3 drops of isoeugenol, 6 drops of methyl-ionone, 2 drops of ethyl vanillin, 2 drops of borneol, 4 drops of champaca leaf, 6 drops of mayol, 5 drops of champaca flower, 1 drop of white camphor, 3 drops of hedione, and 1 drop of hyacinth body. So as I say, this is just for some general inspiration. You can definitely work on this yourself. It's just there really to, set off some light bulbs in your own head. I think incense can be a really complicated thing. It's definitely a really complicated smell. What you want to do is you want to blend different herbs, spices, resins, florals together. It's not as easy as that because this doesn't always create the smell of incense or what we are familiar with as incense, sort of like a generic incense smell, because incenses can be very, very different. But there are different ways that you can go with incense. You can definitely make it more woody. You can definitely make it more smoky. This one is definitely more floral, definitely earthy, and it's definitely green. And yeah, let me know what you think of it, or what you think of this video. As I said, I'm just trying to get a video out there. I just don't want there to be a really big gap between now and the next video, because I'm not too sure whether I'll be able to upload another video before Christmas. I'm having some issues at the moment with internet, and I have to wait until I'm in another place, for instance my in-laws, over the Christmas period, to upload the videos. At present here, the internet isn't that great. They've just laid some fiber optic cables down. I'm living in a small village, but I believe I'm not going to be able to be connected to that until sometime in January. So just bear with me. In the meantime, if I get this up quickly, I hope that will suffice. Have fun making perfume, enjoy your Christmas, and I'll see you again shortly.